on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire, right here on your number one station for talk, 95.1 Nigeria Info. It's time to get into what the newspaper headlines are saying for today, the 19th day in the month of February 2025.
Hot and fresh off the press, these are the front pages.
As you already know, these headlines are published by these media houses and have nothing to do with Nigeria Info today. We're going to be taking a look at the Punch newspapers, the Vanguard newspapers, the front pages of the Daily Trust and the Guardian newspapers. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by calling in live or sending a message or voice note on WhatsApp. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. So you do well to follow us on those platforms at Nigeria Info Abuja on Facebook and on YouTube, and do well to drop your comments as we progress on the conversation. All right, let's get started with the front page of the Punch. A cover story here says workers in 109 embassies groan over 6-month unpaid salaries. Osun crisis, police go after killers. LG polls holds Saturday. Inflation drop. Experts demand lower interest rates. Reps invite INEC chair over vacant House seats. Dangote's wealth rises to $24 billion, not naira, after refineries operations. Tinubu, Obasanjo, others mourn as Edwin Clark dies at 97. 54 trillion naira budget. National Assembly raises recurrent vote, cuts 500 billion naira from capital spending. Lagos Assembly says Tinubu's wife not involved in crisis. Suspected Yahoo boy killed Funab prof in hit-and-run crash. According to source, you'd find a story on the Punch newspapers. Osun LG crisis. Atiku blames APC for political violence. PDP kicks as 300 members defect in 12 months. Obedience criticized Tinubu's policies as APC defends reforms. Another Delta PDP chieftain defects to APC. Mega movement will emerge to unseat APC in 2027, according to NCFDG Okunei. And finally, on the Punch newspapers, Jonathan calls for athletes pension scheme. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Punch newspapers today. Moving on now to the Vanguard. A cover story right here on the Vanguard says high electricity costs choking teaching hospitals to death. Ondo lawyer docked for alleged assault, defamation of Governor Aiyedatiwa. Family of boy allegedly tortured to death in Ondo police custody demands justice. Clark's last words: don't give up on making Nigeria better, according to his family. Nigerians want governance, not chaos. Atiku slams Tinubu over Osun LG crisis. Sacked Osun State LG chairman, councillors can't return to office, according to the PDP. Lagos Assembly invited DSS for security purpose, not to seal offices, according to the acting clerk. Lagos Assembly crisis, Atiku tells Tinubu to stop interfering in state matters. And finally, on the Vanguard, NNPC debunks allegations of 200 million litres of PMS import in February 2025. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Vanguard newspapers. A quick stop right now to the top stories on the Daily Trust. Kidnappers kill 2 FCT residents over delay in ransom payments. Electricity customers to pay 300,000 naira for bypassing meters. Calm returns to Lagos Assembly as stakeholders await Tinubu's intervention. Again, Amokachi resigns as Lobby Stars technical advisor amid NPFL struggles. Niger Republic rejects ECOWAS passport, bars Nigerians from entry. U.S. probes donations to Nigeria amid claim of Boko Haram sponsorship. Fire razes houses, offices in Jos. Lagos Airport facilities aging needs upgrade according to Ganduje. And finally, on the Daily Trust, heavy security as Osun electoral body insists on Saturday LG poll. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Daily Trust newspapers today. A final stop will be The Guardian. On the front page, Lagos Abuja bullet train to cut travel time to 3 hours. U.S. reaffirms commitment to Nigeria in fight against Boko Haram. Police paid 20.84 billion naira to 7,171 families of slain officers in 4 years. 789 ex-terrorists undergoing de-radicalization, rehabilitation, reintegration program, according to the CDS. Rising cases of femicide worry lawmakers. EFCC arraigns former Chinese for cyber terrorism and fraud. Lagos Assembly crisis, DSS demands retraction, apology from TV stations. Ibadan Stampede, court adjourns ex-Queen Naomi others' case to March 10. Edo Assembly approves death sentence for kidnapping. Police detain 6 suspects for transformer theft in Rivers. And finally, on The Guardian, hit and run driver kills FUNAB professor in Ogun community. And these and many more headlines you'd find on The Guardian newspapers today. Time to get to your reactions. The numbers to call are 0700-951-0000, 0809-597-4869. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back for your reactions.
Welcome back to your number 1 talk, news and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Hello, excuse me. This Milo pack looks different. I'm seeing support energy release, BAM, on the pack. Is it the same Milo?
No, this one is new and improved. The support energy release means when you give your kids Milo as part of breakfast, you're
Trust buy and build. And get promo with only 20 plots available now. 500.
Hi everyone,
Connection established.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
99-301-37. You can send your messages, call the number, or send a voice note on WhatsApp. Remember that as you do so, keep your voice notes to 1 minute long. And when you do call via the telephone numbers, be sure to turn off your device and move away from where it is completely so we can hear you clearly. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can go on either platform, follow us on there, and drop your comments as well. Good morning.
Gabriella, good morning once again.
Good morning. You're welcome.
This is Prophet Michael Chemoke. I want to talk on US telling Nigeria that they are working with Nigeria because of the finances of Boko Haram and all the rest. You see, France coming back to power is for freedom. Its power is on liberty, which is freedom. You know, when God made us as human beings, He gave us power to dominate, to control. Dominion is supreme power. You can't question Trump on what he's doing.
All right.
His work is on freedom. Let me tell us this. Take care.
All right, then. Good morning.
Morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
I greet you once again. I greet everyone. Gabriella. Nice. Pretty much Ankara. The answers from the Niger State. I think Niger rejecting ECOWAS passport. Yes, they have the right to understand what we want Nigeria to be. You come to Nigeria, you see illegal immigrants, you see Indian, you see Nigerian, you see Chad, and the rest of them. You understand? No step was taken. And for Edwin Clark, the insurance, we have lost a great man. We lost Adebanjo, we lost Edwin Clark, and also my uncle, Iwanyanwu. I mean, they're so rest in peace. May their legacy, let's speak for them.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, my name is Zakaria.
Welcome,
Good morning
Zakaria.
to the listeners and the caller as well. Nigeria, the bullet rail that the government is proposing, I want the government to please focus on that very bullet train. Because if Nigeria have source of transportation, let's say a road is being put in order, then rail, then air. At least a lot of people have choices of traveling. In other words, it will cost of transportation. If that rail will come up to Lagos for 3 hours, I believe a lot of people that take flight will also minimize their movement to rail. So that is a very good thing, but let it not be on paper. Please, we want the government to do something, because the high cost of living is getting too high, especially transportation. And if that could happen, a lot of people could travel to Lagos and some other places and go and get their goods at a cheaper rate, and so that then people could sell it cheaper and make their money.
All right.
Then political crisis. We have been saying, don't allow this politician to use you. You also have a life to live, and you also have a bright future, even though you did not become governor, but you are a governor to your family. Take care of your family. Don't allow them to use you. That is my clarion call to Nigerians. If they say, come and demonstrate, come and do this, ask them to bring their children forward first. Make them to the front, so that if anything is coming, make it hit them first.
All right.
If they cannot do that, don't follow them. Keep enlightening Nigerians on radio. We are concerned Nigerians want this country to be better. But no any politician can use us again.
All right.
Whether coalition, whatever, we'll see how it's going to end it.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. We do have some comments on Facebook. Oludade Abiodun says, good morning, Gabriella. PDP are the problem of themselves. How can they allow only one person's selfish interests to bring the party down by jettisoning zoning? And Zawira Aminu Izam says, watching live and direct from Lambata Kwali in Abuja. God Almighty continue to save us. Obunike Paul says, good morning. We're battling insecurities while the arrested bandits and Boko Haram terrorists are being rehabilitated into society. How can this work? What's going on in Nigeria is what Obunike is saying. Oyewale Fatonla still on Facebook says Nigeria's inflation rate dropped from 34.80% to 24.48%, not due to lower costs, but a government-led CPI rebasing to mask economic hardship. Changing numbers doesn't ease suffering. Real action is needed. With 2024 as the new base year, inflation still hit 24% in January 2025. Methodology changed, but prices remain high and purchasing power has not improved. The government must focus on real solutions and not statistical illusions, is what Oyewala Fatala says. Good morning to you, Chukwu Gozie Onu, watching live from Uburu, Ebonyi State. Chukwu Gozie goes on to say that kidnappers killed 2 Abuja residents over delay in paying ransom. What is this country turning into? Human life is no more valued. The federal government should wake up and do the needful. I support Lagos State Assembly approval of the death penalty for kidnappers. God help Nigeria and Nigerians, is what Chukwugozie Onu says. Let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
I greet all this. What is my name?
Go ahead.
The issue of making Nigeria one party system. Yes, it's here. All these crises in Lagos, in Osun State, and some of other states. It's making Nigeria one party state. Now, it's late for Nigerians to unite. I've told us listen last time. If Nigeria unites, who is the agency to stay in power? But if people doing his own, okay, doing his own, unconcerned others doing his own, it's separately. they have a way to manipulate the election again, as they did in 2023. So unity is the issue if Nigeria can unite. If we don't support the way, then nowhere. We continue, we see this lamentation, we will continue to lament. People are making things going on, and then the family will be enjoying. We will still continue suffering and the lamentation. The capital system, unity, if we can unite, if not, Allah care. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you as well for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
My name is Gabriella Victor from this Alaji.
Welcome. Go ahead.
A local government election in Osun State to take place next Saturday. I want to advise the governor and the rest in Osun State to postpone that election because the situation in Osun State is not conducive for election now, considering what happened this week, so that they will avoid another trouble because both parties are ready to cause problem again because they are desperate to control local government, and this is the problem. And as a matter of fact, local government is under siege because these governors will continue.
But from the reports already shared, it does state that some level of sanity has returned as a result of the presence of security operatives.
But, there are still guns in the hands of non-state actors in that state. So that is why I advise so that peace to come down before so that they will not start killing themselves because local government is under siege. So both APC and PDP are desperate to control the local structure and the local government structure in that state because of the next election. So thank you.
All right. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. We'll get to the WhatsApp messages shortly, but let's take a few more calls. Good morning.
Good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, full family. I remember on behalf of Bakar Ali, Kedan Ali Babang Ali. I'm calling from TW Kubo this morning.
Go ahead.
You can see that indeed it was an order from above, as widely and erroneously speculated by some section of the media and the social media that it was order from above that sent DSS to the Lagos State Assembly complex. It is now in the public glare that indeed it was the acting clerk that invited them. So that is why in most cases I belong to the right opinion, not popular opinion. Sometimes it's very important that we hear the details before drawing our conclusion. And on that Ocean matter, and assuming I'm not trying to preempt, assuming that the Supreme Court now ruled in favor of the party man that was chairman, can he now go to his office? I don't know if there's an order, is it you that will go and enforce the order or the law enforcement agent? So we should always try to do things right. Even if it is in our favor, do it right. You are not the one that will go and enforce law now. If the law say go and evict Abubakar from his house, it is law enforcement agent that's supposed to come and evict Abubakar. Not that you will come and evict me. If you come to me and want to evict me, I'll have to confront you now. Honestly, we should try to use our head in everything. The man is dead. And even the judgment favor him now is dead already. Come on, let's use our sense. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria Info.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, Auntie Angel Gabriella. Our radio angel. My name is Yaya, the head boy.
Welcome. Go ahead.
CDS says that thousands of Boko Haram have been de-rascalized. What about the victims? How are they traumatizing them? Because these people are under traumatized, they are frontline, they are everything, they lost their loved one, and nobody is thinking of what they are passing through. So they should also think about the victims, what they are passing through. And also, electricity says anybody who tamper with lights or pass through prepaid meters, you will be fined of 300,000, 100,000. If they should make the meter so cheaper, everybody will subscribe to meter, to prepaid meters.
They were just looking for where they will be make stiffer punishment for people who they know that it is their fault, and they will not even think of how to solve it. They will just be saying things like that. That is just my take this morning. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, then. Let's take a few comments now on WhatsApp. And then we'll probably listen to some of the voice notes as well before we wrap this segment up on the show. This here says, the president watches as our democracy... For some reason, that message is hanging. I would have to come back to that. Okay, here it goes. So the president watches as our democracy erodes while his party undermines LGA autonomy. Despite Supreme Court rulings, APC removed elected officials in Edo and used the police to destabilize Rivers. The APC National Secretary even called for a state of emergency in the states they were disrupting. If the president values democracy, he must act within the law. That's from Wale Fatunla. Thank you so much, Wale, for sharing your thoughts. And Wams from Gwarimpa says, rest in peace to Sir Edwin Clark. I wonder why followers of our Nigerian politicians kill their fellow humans. Humanity existed before religion. Talk less politics. God bless Nigeria is what Wams says. And this one is from Christian Samuel from Maraba. He sent a voice note. So let's quickly listen to that. Okay, so there's no audio to your voice note, Christian. When you're sending a voice note, be sure to be as audible as possible so we can hear everything you've got to say. Chike in Apo says, good morning, Gabriella. If the acting clerk invited the DSS to Lagos Assembly to prevent any crisis, why did the same DSS refuse the House Speaker and other Assembly members' entrance? We're not children. Nigerians need to wake up. All right. Chike, thanks for sharing that. Sir Jay from Jabi is asking when there's a news time. It's 6 a.m. We'll move the times around. I think we've been making an announcement for a couple of weeks now. The major news now comes up at 6 a.m. as opposed to the previous time. Maxima in Suleja says, good morning. Edo State to implement death sentence to every kidnapper caught. That is the best headline I've heard. Toot for toot, kudos to Edo State is what Maxima says. And this here says, good morning. All the money our politicians are looting are more than enough to make Nigeria one of the best countries in the world. However, they're doing this at their own selfish interest and killing the economy for the younger generation. Meanwhile, the human position is not permanent. Only God's position is permanent. May God help us. Opulent in Buari sends that in. Let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you, sis?
Very well. You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Mrs. Oneza.
Welcome.
So when
Go ahead.
people bypass, most times it's not because they don't have meter, but they do because the tariff is high and they don't want to pay. They compromise the system. Sis, you see why most media houses, when something just come out as breaking news, they don't say much about it. And so many media houses today, if you observe, you will notice that they don't always report certain issues. You know why? You have to be careful. DSS sent legal papers to two major television stations, let me not call their names, for reporting what happened at Lagos Assembly. Is it the duty of DSS to maintain law and order or police? Because we are missing it. We have the role of, make I call the soldiers, we have police, we have DSS, we have others. Internal issues like this, are we supposed to invite DSS or police? Please, well, our people that are educated, we cannot to go school, educate me. That is one. When they are there, are we not supposed to know why they are there so that this kind of news will not come out? And how do they conduct self? Nigeria Info, please, when we just take careful and report it, because I don't want anybody to send letter to anybody. Finally, on the issue of inflation, they tell us our inflation dropped to 24%. Wonderful on paper. But immediately, economists, they come out. Say true, when inflation drop like this, it only shows that the economy is a bit stable or is improving. but it doesn't really translate to better living standards. I will tell you the truth. Yes, ma. True, many things don't come down. Kudos to you, man, Abubakar, PW. You say, you talk and say, very soon from January, we'll see. Yam of 12,000, 15,000, I can get it for 6,000 here, but a good yam, the red. Gary itself don't drop to 1,000, 1,200 like that. Onion that we are buying 15,000, I can get it for 6,000. And so many other things. Rice, beans is even 1,400, 1,500, depending on where you are buying it, so that I will not take too much time. But ma, as it drops small, can people afford it? And what I notice is, even if you are buying it in the village, very cheap, they have different prices. You go to Madam A, because she's God-fearing, she will sell it 1,000. You go to Madam B, they will tell you 1,500. So we don't have standard when we are buying this. Everybody just they say what you want say for market.
Is that for the major markets or for, because I learned that for major markets, they have a standardized, system for their prices?
Man, nothing like that. Too. Let me explain to you. The activities of middlemen will not allow our markets to stabilize here in Abuja. So, for instance, if somebody brings a yam from farm and you want to just sell it to buy meat and other things to cook, they will not allow you to buy it. They are the ones that will buy it. When they enter market, truly there are some, egusi, for instance. I buy egusi 300 from a particular woman, hand peel. But in the same market, they sell 500.
So are you saying that it depends on who you're buying from?
Is it supposed to be like that in a country where why do we have democracy? Is it not because we delegate, we give our power to people to control things? And I be the one to enforce it. So I know where I buy my things. Egusi hand 300, that's what I buy in Buhari market. She will peel it and bring it to me. But in the same market, somebody is selling 500.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you as well. We're going to have this conversation extensively much later on the conversation in focus at 8 o'clock. So do all to tune in then. But let's move into other callers and take more of your reactions to the headlines. Good morning. Hello? Okay, can't hear a thing. You're going to have to call me back. Good morning.
Good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you. First of all, let me start by commiserating the family of the elder statesman, Edwin Clark. May his soul rest in peace. And may God give the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Yeah, I would also like to, remind our elders in the country that in spite of their wealth acquisition and all of that, every day we get closer to our grave. So, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
All right.
To our president in particular, let him be nice to Nigerians. So, let him be nice to Nigerians. Because I feel obviously Edwin Clark might just be slightly older than the president. It's a reminder. Let him be just and fair to Nigerians. Thank you.
Thank you as well for sharing that with us. Let's head on out to WhatsApp and listen to some of your voice notes and perhaps take some messages as well. We've got about 4 minutes to have the rest of this conversation. So let's do just that.
To all the listeners and the contributors and the anchor of the program. My name is Shishan Timothy, and I'd like to talk about death penalty.
Sorry, your volume is too low. It can't take that. Again, when you're sending in a voice note, be sure to be as audible as you can so we can hear you clearly. Prince Okifo says, nowhere in the world where the press reports everything. What happened in Osun and Lagos is really disappointing. People that have not gone around the markets pontifying drops of prices. Come to Lugbe FHA to see things. We should stop these SQ analysis. It's annoying is what Prince says. All right. Let's see. There's another voice note here from Kristen Samuel in Maraba. Let's see if that works.
Good morning once again. I'm trying to, there's crisis here and there. And APC keep on bringing situation whereby they cause crisis in opposition parties. They don't want to be challenged. They want to make sure they remain power at all costs by causing crisis in opposition parties. We are not enjoying their leadership. There's inflation here and there. There's crisis here and there. There's no food. I mean, increment of many things here and there. Please, they should watch it. By 2027, inshallah, God will give us the right leader.
Good morning, Gabriella. How are you today? I want to talk about the Nigerians that are rejecting Nigerians from entering to their country because of the ECOWAS rejection by them. We should as well do the same to them. The insurgents, we are having them here. They are from there.
Good morning, Gabriella. My name is Muazu John Lasisi from Jigo Buhari, Abuja. Mass movement to unseat the president in 2027. Anyway, we are at the back seat and we are watching the political gladiators. Who is he or who is she they want to bring to the front seat to challenge Tinubu? We are waiting to see them, since their motive is to seize power and not to better the life of Nigerians. We are watching them. One day, ordinary Nigeria will take over power.
All right, thank you so much for that. The time is up. I'll quickly squeeze in one more comment from Danjuma Eagle, a.k.a. Babariza from Sabon, who says, my take this morning is on the CBN unconventional economy policy. Once the current account begins to get in the negative, the central bank will begin to develop phobia and impose all manner of limits in the system so that the limit demands for foreign exchange because they know the implications of that. Just last year, the federal government pumped in $5 billion. Okay, sadly, I can't take all of your comments, but we have to wrap it up right now. We'll take a quick break for the commercials. I'll be right back at 7 for the lead.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Guys, let's go and get seats at that table with Semovita.
Sorry, this table is reserved for the brides.
This is